he's the reason for every success I ever had in my life.
They rely too much on their feelings, and it's about how I feel in this current moment.
Feelings come and go, right? But at the end of the day, if you push through them, then you'll end up coming on top. If it was taken away from me, my identity is still in Christ.
Hello and welcome back to the Golgotha Podcast. My name is Anthony Isaac and I'm a natural bodybuilder and online fitness coach who's helped over 1,000 of my clients achieve their fitness goals. Today's guest is actually a very special one. Well, all my guests are very special, but today is actually our first ever female guest on the Golgotha Podcast. I'm really excited to have this guest because she is a mother, she is a competitor, she is a business owner, she does a lot of community and outreach services, and the list goes on. So without further ado, my next guest, Yos Ghaly. Welcome to the Golgotha Podcast.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm doing good.
Good. First podcast ever? Or?
Yeah. No, I've never done one before, actually. So this is, my first podcast and your first female on the podcast.
Well, that's it. It's first for everything.
Yeah.
Did you know what you were going to expect, or were you a bit nervous coming into this? Or
yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was very nervous. I've never done one. So, didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy to be here.
That's good.
And you told me it's just a conversation, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no cameras. I can't even see any cameras right now, to be honest. I just see
cameras.
bright lights, but that's about it. There's no camera. No, that's good. That's good. So tell me, the reason why I brought you in here today, actually, because I feel like you're an anomaly in our community. Okay. For those that don't know, we are part of the Egyptian, the Coptic Orthodox community. And maybe I'm going to just say as my perspective, but maybe fitness isn't really a big deal in our community. Well, lately it's starting to pick up, but before it really wasn't. So tell me, how did your sort of like fitness journey come about?
So it started about 10 years ago. So I've got 3 daughters, and I had my third daughter, and she was roughly around 2 years old. She's almost 12 now. And it just dawned on me that my body was changing. I was in my probably mid-30s, and I wanted to feel better. I just felt like I was always tired, always, chasing my tail, trying to keep up with the girls, trying to keep up with life, with work. And it all started with just an idea to close the rings on my Apple Watch. And I did it the first day, and then second day, third day. And I thought, hang on, this is actually, working. It's helping me. I feel better. So I started to then make it like a challenge for myself. I'm going to close all my rings. So then to close my rings, I had to do a little bit of extra steps, a little bit of extra, walking or movement. So then, I don't know, I just started to think, outside the box and go, what if I did a little bit more? What if I tried the gym? I did go to the gym on and off prior to that. So I, tried the women's gym Fernwood, but I never really stayed consistent or committed.
So the watch was like your biggest motivator.
Yeah.
We were just speaking a bit earlier saying I feel naked without my watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I actually lost my watch in the Philippines about a month ago. It's where is it? If I can get it on the map, it's stuck in the ocean.
You were showing me this ocean somewhere?
I don't know if I can.
I'm going to the Philippines later. I'll grab it for you.
Well, I hope it's still there.
Take a deep dive.
I put it on lost mode, but it says will be enabled when online. So it's still,
It's
if you guys could see, I don't know if you guys could see here on the camera, it's in the ocean somewhere, 6,000 kilometers away. But you know what? Now I feel naked and I feel like I can't close my ring, so I can't get my steps in now. So fair enough, there's another excuse.
Do you have any other trackers? Like, do you wear a ring or?
No, I don't wear a ring.
Yeah.
But I just use my phone sometimes. So now it's actually compelled me to hold my phone because there's the health app. So, but no, that's really interesting that like from something as small as an Apple Watch, it motivated you, it inspired you to want to close these rings. And that's really, look, to be fair, actually, was it, what did you get out of that? Like when you were closing these rings, were you getting like that sense of gratification?
Yeah. Like that, I felt really great. I just felt I had more energy. I felt more alive. I just, it just really helped me to even just in like my mental capacity as well. I was able to concentrate, focus better. And I really it really changed my perspective on my fitness. And so that was the start. And then there were some ladies at church who wanted to do a 10K run. So I was like, oh, wow, that sounds like a lot. But, let's try just like doing 5Ks to begin with. And then that's how it sort of started. I did my first 10K run with a couple of ladies, and it just kind of catapulted from there.
That's
and I think it
amazing.
was just like I formed a habit almost. Like I just wanted to, it's almost like an obsession. I just wanted to, if I didn't do it every day, I just felt odd.
Yep.
It didn't feel right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how often were you doing these runs?
Initially, like I wouldn't run every day, but I would make sure I walked every day. So, and really my running never took off till COVID, to be honest. Yeah.
But
when
through
the
the
gyms were
walking, you
closed.
felt much more fitter. And actually, when you started
Yes.
running, well, it was like a natural progression because you're probably already power walking.
I was
every
walking
other
fast.
day.
I wasn't, it wasn't just a stroll. It was like a fast power walk.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, when all the gyms shut,
Yeah.
Simon, my husband, he loves running. So he's like, come with me. And I told him, I don't know if I can do it. And I remember my first ever run with him. I ran, I think, 2Ks. And he's like, come on, let's keep going. I'm like,
You're like, I'm puffed out.
I'm done. See you later.
What was your
Yeah.
pace like when you were running?
I think initially I was trying to actually, I was talking to him about it just recently.
Yeah.
And I asked him, do you remember my pace? He goes, how would I know? But I think it was like early six to mid six. But I had a baseline of fitness because I had already started at F45. And so I already had some sort of level of fitness to start with. But
Right.
and then every day I just ran that extra little bit. So I added like 10% every week, and then it sort of naturally progressed.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it is. It's just small little wins, consistent habits every single day. And that's actually how you
Absolutely.
get better. And then when you look back in hindsight, you're like, whoa, I've done so much work. But
Well, I think that's
yeah.
the addictive part to exercise. You know, you actually feel when you look back, say 3 months back, I couldn't do such and such, but now I can do it and it feels easy. And then you naturally progress to harder and harder challenges, and then you surprise yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's talk about the beginning, right? Where was fitness in your life? Or what, actually, you know what? Let's scratch that. What kind of person were you actually growing up?
Yeah, okay. It's funny because I tend to look at my 3 daughters and I always ask my parents, which one was I? And because they're also different, they have different personalities. I don't think I was either of them, to be honest. My mom said I was quite, quiet. I was obedient. I did what I was told.
Are you the youngest?
I'm the eldest.
You're the eldest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
So I've got a younger sister. It's
Nice.
just Irene and I.
Okay.
And we grew up in a really tight-knit Egyptian family. So where like my parents were very faith-driven. We were always at church on Sundays. Actually, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're always in church. And I don't know, my mom is a very active person as well. So everyone knows Tansana.
We know, we sure do.
So
she doesn't leave you
yeah.
alone, She's on your case, but you know what? We
Yeah.
need that sometimes.
Yeah,
we need
absolutely.
It. Yeah.
Actually, she's probably the one who encouraged me to walk to begin with, If you see her when she does visitations for the youth, she takes them for walks. She doesn't like to sit.
That's beautiful.
And so that I naturally, when I was growing up through osmosis, I learnt to be active, by just watching her. And also my dad, he was a bodybuilder back when he was at uni.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so growing up, I would always see him train or do things around the house, and he had his moments where he did nothing, and then moments where he was like, he would even go to the gym himself when he was older. He's 70 now and still does some little bits and pieces at home. But basically, that was like just naturally by watching them and their discipline. I think that's how it
That shaped you as a person.
I think so.
Yeah, it's really funny actually, because to be fair, traditional Egyptian parents are not really active.
I know.
They're active in chatting, very active.
talk a lot.
They're active in taking the ship and throwing it at you when you don't do something
Oh yeah,
right.
I've experienced that before.
But like that's actually a bit out of the ordinary, because even bodybuilding is a concept that even now is maybe in our community a little bit frowned upon. So
Yeah.
do you know, did your dad ever tell you how he got into bodybuilding, or?
I think at uni,
Mm.
him and his friends were encouraged by each other. It's funny because the first time my parents met was at their brother and sister's engagement. So my mum's sister was getting engaged to my dad's brother.
Oh, okay.
And the story is apparently they were caught eating chicken together because at the time he was trying to protein load
bulk
and
up, yeah.
bulk up.
Yeah.
So he, so I think naturally, like he was just inclined to doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I think he's sort of always encouraged us to exercise as well. But growing up, I wasn't always as motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I was quite a big girl growing up as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
So I went to just a local primary school.
Yep.
But in high school, I went to MLC.
Oh, my sister went to MLC actually. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, so you've always actually been around Burwood sort of area?
Always, yeah. I grew up in the St. George area and then moved to Strathfield when we went to high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So in high school, were you active? Were you doing any sports?
Yeah. So it was compulsory to do sports at school. We
Yep.
had to play Saturday sport. I played netball and I did softball. And so it was something that we had to do up until about year 10.
Yep.
But after that, you need to do it.
Yeah. And then when you get to year 11 and 12, were your parents... Study. So that like even sport was like, okay, let's push that to the side now.
There's no time for that.
Yeah.
And so academics always came first, prior to anything in obviously God first.
God first, of course, yeah.
Then academics and sport came after that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, a lot of my friends were a lot more active than I was. So I did the bare minimum just so I wouldn't get, in trouble at school. But,
most of your friends, were they from school or from church?
Mainly from church.
Okay.
I was close to my church friends, but I still had friends from school that were, on the fields all day Saturday, playing sport.
Yep. Did you find it hard though? Like you're going to church and you're growing up in a traditional Egyptian household, you've got your morals, your values, but then you might go to school and see people from different backgrounds and they're not brought up the same way that maybe me and you are. Did you find it conflicting when you go to church to make that comparison between the two, or did you feel like you were never fitting in one side or the other?
Yeah. I think from early on, there were so many things that my friends did at school that I wasn't allowed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess my parents instilled in me is that we are different. We're not from this world. We don't do things that your friends at school may do. We stick to our Christian morals and values. And so I just accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always looked and thought, wouldn't it be nice to do that or to experience that? But my mum always said to me, would you take Jesus to this particular place? And so when I thought about it, no, I don't think I can. So I'm just, shouldn't go.
Yeah.
I accepted it for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I always tried to push the boundaries a little and say like, but why? Explain.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mum would try to reason and explain, but at the end of the day, I'm a teenager and
There's a natural rebellion in there.
Yeah.
We used to have these bracelets growing up, WWJD, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
And to be fair, I used to laugh at it at that time. I'd be like, oh, Jesus wouldn't do this, but I would do that, But it really stuck with me actually along the years, even as well when I wasn't really close to church, because I'd always remember that. Like, what would Jesus do in this scenario? Would I take Jesus with me in this place? Or would I be hanging out with these people?
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be. So it's really a good concept that your parents instilled that in you, saying that, well, Yos, will you take Jesus with you there? If you won't, then maybe stay away from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because my daughter, she asked to go to a concert. And
Which concert?
so it's the Alex Warren concert. Do you know Alex Warren?
Yeah, no, we don't know Alex Warren.
I've never heard of him.
You know,
Yeah.
Even that, shaitan activities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I said to her, look, Amelia, you're old enough now to make your own decisions. If you'd like to go, then it's fine. It's up to you. Simon and I, we both, agreed on this. And then my mum spoke to her, and, being old school, my mum said, would you take Jesus with you? And she thought about it. She's like, I don't know if I would, but I'll have a think about it, Teta. And she thought about it, and she came up to me. She goes, Mum, I don't know if I should go to this concert. I was like, okay. We bought the tickets. But you know what? It is what it is. If you
got
don't
marketplace
want to go,
now. You can just sell it.
True, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I love that,
think,
actually.
yeah,
Sorry to cut you
yeah,
off.
no, that's okay.
I love that because, I feel like what works with kids is you give them the freedom to choose, right? Just like God gives me the free will to choose between right and wrong.
Yep.
Okay. And I think if you give them the freedom to choose, however you've instilled the right morals and values, they tend to think about it. And because you've given them responsibility to think about it, they actually make the right decision versus maybe our parents, a little bit old school.
Yeah.
No, don't go there. Don't do this. Don't do that. Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
Naturally, you're going to be like, well, I want to rebel.
Yeah.
Right. So did you feel that way growing up, and that's why you don't want to do that with your daughter, or
Yeah.
what's the case there?
They're going to have to make their own decisions one day.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to equip them with that skill to be able to make decisions in life in general. And we hope that we've taught them and, modeled something for them to be able to then realize that, okay, this is right or this is wrong. Not necessarily that the concepts are wrong, but it's just that it's maybe not the right environment for her to be
Correct.
in. But yeah, at the end of the day, we want them to be able to make their own decisions. And I think kids today, you can't really tell them yes and no. I mean, you guide them and you pray for them and you hope they make their own way in life and their own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. As someone that used to go to concerts, actually, different type of concerts. I always actually thought in my heart that this was wrong, even though I would go because of, maybe peer pressure or maybe all my friends around me were doing that. I always knew it was wrong. It always gave me very like demonic vibes, like I'm worshiping this idol, and we call them idols. Oh my God, my idol, And funny, I used to laugh with my mum. She'd be like, whenever like American Idol, Australian Idol came on the TV, she'd be like, turn it off. And I'm like, why? It's just a singing show. But she's like, we're looking at them like idols, and we don't worship idols, we worship God. Yeah. And I would laugh, like I would be like, oh, she's so old school. But really, it's almost like we're making them into an idol, So I love that. I love that you've given your daughter that freedom, but I also love that she's actually wise enough to make the decision to differentiate between right and wrong, Yeah. That's really good.
No, yes, it's also, we owe it to our faith as well. I think we try and instill like the right in them as parents, but I think the ultimate parent is God, and hopefully, I've realized parenting is a very tricky job, and so we have to rely on Him, honestly. Sometimes we feel helpless and we can't, we feel like we can't do this like enormous, crazy like job, but then God is there. He's in control. He takes the reins. So
yeah, that's right. God is in control all the time.
Absolutely.
Even when we don't realize it, He's like a father that maybe gives us a bit too much free will. And then when we stuff up, we naturally just run back to Him.
Absolutely, yeah.
So after high school,
what
did you do? Did you get into uni?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
So went to uni.
Like a good Egyptian, standard person.
That's right. I actually didn't get the course I wanted initially. So I did 1 year of medical science and business. It was like a double degree.
Yep.
And then I think I studied more in my first year of uni than my actual HSC and ended up switching over to pharmacy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why pharmacy?
Well, back in the day, pharmacy was the thing to do.
Yeah.
It was I don't know, it was just like it was a profession where I think in our community it was highly looked upon. And at the same time, I had a genuine interest. My parents are both doctors, so it was kind of like that's all I really knew.
They never pressured you to become a doctor? Or?
Not really. I think they didn't mind if I wanted to. Like they were happy with whatever I chose. They just wanted me to be happy.
Sure.
But at the same time, that's kind of all they knew. It was like medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, engineering, like all those stock standard professions. In hindsight, maybe it was a bit shallow-minded, I think. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess like.
I feel like it took a bit of a turn at some point. Yeah, but I went to uni. I did pharmacy.
Which uni?
I went to Sydney Uni.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's a great uni to be at. And all the Jippos were there. Sorry, Egyptians.
Jippos, yeah.
All the Jippos, we hung out, you know, we ate together, we studied together. So it was a really awesome environment to be in. And then finished uni and just went into retail pretty much. Started working in pharmacy.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I was in partnership and owned a pharmacy, which was a really different experience.
Yeah, that's right. Like running a business versus just being an employee in a business is two different things.
Absolutely.
You realize it's much more than just pharmacy. It's managing people, managing inventory, managing everything, actually managing yourself and your time, you know?
Absolutely.
Because I think that's actually a good point that you raised because like being an employee, I don't think they understand what it takes to run a business. And they feel like, oh, but I'm not getting paid X and Y. But it's like, mate, you're not doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C.
Yeah.
So what were the differences off the bat that you found from being employee to actually partnering in a pharmacy?
I feel like you have some sort of, like there's obviously 10 times more responsibility because, you know, you've got to pay bills and make ends meet. And at the time, I was still very young, like just literally straight out of uni. And then the year after that, I pretty much like got offered a partnership with this big chain at the time. And so there was a lot of support. They had a lot of like HR and the business side of things managed. So I was just literally running the day-to-day operations. Yeah. And then I felt like there was no freedom though, because you're sort of tied down. Like if someone calls in sick and, you know, you have to go cover, you know, there's no sort of like, I'll get someone else to do it, or, you know, this person's not available or that person can't do it. So you naturally have to step in. And it got tiring, I think. Yeah. I just felt like it wasn't something that I had, the thing that I had envisioned, to be honest.
Yeah. But did you feel like it taught you something about discipline, being
absolutely.
proactive, being on task?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you found sort of a little bit of grace coming out of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot. It helped me to be able to manage people, and you know, I felt like it helped me to organize my time much better than I would have normally if I didn't have it. But I felt like I didn't really stay in it for long enough to reap the benefits, because like we sold it after 3 years. So, but I did learn discipline from it. You know, I learned hard work. You know, constant like trying to rack your brain over ideas to like improve the figures, or you know, add-on sales, like get your customers in. Yeah, so it was.
You learn much more than just a degree. Like you're more than just a pharmacist now. Like you're a teacher, you're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman, you're all of that. You're actually wearing many different hats. Yeah. And it's good because sometimes we have to be like water. Like if I'm in a bottle or if I'm in the ocean, I've just got to adapt to my environment. So that's very good. And what age did you get married?
So I was 23 when I got married.
Wow.
Yeah,
23.
we just celebrated our 20 wedding anniversary.
20 what?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing.
think I just said my age.
Honestly, you don't look a day older than 25. I'll be honest
thank
with you.
you.
That must be from all the fitness and all the workouts that you've been doing.
Yeah,
That's
it helps.
awesome. How'd you guys meet?
So we met at uni, actually,
Okay.
through mutual friends. And
Not studying the same degree, or
No. So Simon was studying medicine at UNSW and I was
Wow.
at Sydney. So we had one of my friends was getting to know one of his friends.
Mm.
And at the time we were quite young. We were only 18.
Wow,
so
they're very young. Yeah,
it is very, it was very young.
yeah.
But I think we knew early on that, we loved each other. We wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. And I remember someone asking me at the time, how do you know? Like, you're so young. How do you know?
Mm.
And I think God just puts it in your heart. I think he makes it clear. And I think at the time, maybe I was not naive, but I felt like maybe I didn't know life. I wasn't as knowledgeable about life as I am now, I guess.
Yeah.
But you grow together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because some people might be like, well, you're very young. You don't know anything. You don't have any life experiences.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give yourself the chance to, I'm playing devil's advocate
travel?
here.
Yeah.
but why didn't you want to travel or go out or try different things? Like, why did you go into sort of marriage straight away?
Yeah. I think also in our culture, being Egyptian, like once you, and back in those days, there was no such thing as dating.
Mm.
My parents were quite strict about that.
Mm.
So when I had told my parents about Simon, it was like, well, when is the engagement?
Mm.
So we got engaged young at 19.
Wow.
And so we were almost 20. But we got married at 23. So we had a relatively longer engagement.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was now your dating period of the engagement.
That's right.
But with a title, obviously.
Yeah. Like, you do all the undercover stuff.
Yeah.
You get to know each other
Yeah, of course.
without telling too many people. And then
But word gets out anyway. Someone tells someone else. And
I
that's how
know.
it happens.
Yeah. People find out naturally.
It's actually a good point that you raised, because actually I'm finding that people nowadays are finding it much more harder to find a partner. People are becoming a little bit more picky. And the older you get, the more pickier you become.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's important to get married that young and take it very serious in a godly way?
Yeah, I think if you put God between you and your partner, it sort of like solidifies the relationship in a way. Let me see if I can explain it in a better way. I don't know, like God is the foundation of everything we do in life. He's the provider, he's our father, he's our friend. So if you involve him from the very beginning, I think it really helps to take things a bit more seriously. But everyone's different, right? So what worked for me and for Simon doesn't necessarily might not work for my daughters, for instance, I think we shaped each other in a way because we met so young and our ideas weren't formed yet. They weren't solidified. But there's nothing wrong with meeting them later and experiencing life, having some experience and knowing yourself well before you get to know someone else.
Do you feel like nowadays people have social media and there's a lot of options now? Do you feel like that is actually detrimental to a relationship? Because you growing up, you might have not had that social media. And it's who you know, and Simon was from the community, and you knew his parents, you knew his morals and values, you knew that he loved God, he's studying a good course. Yep, sweet. Like it was as easy as your non-negotiables was like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
But now, mashallah, they have a list. I've got to do this. He has to have this, or she has to have that. Are you finding that social media is actually causing us to be more negative in relationships nowadays?
Possibly. Like, I can't say 100% yes, but I think it does play a role. Like you scroll on social media and you see things and you're like, oh wow, look at her. She looks great. Like look at I don't know if you've seen this thing on Instagram lately. I saw it yesterday and I sent it to my daughters because I was like, wow, this is an amazing woman. She's like playing basketball and she's shooting hoops and she's beating all the boys and she, it was like, wow. And then they said to me, Mum, she's AI. I went,
Yeah.
oh wow.
And they can detect it because they've grown up
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
But like if I saw that as a teenager, I think I don't look like that.
Yeah.
I don't look anywhere near like that, and makes me feel insecure. And sometimes, guys might look at that and think the same. Like I want a wife, or I want a partner that looks that particular, fits that mold.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not life.
Yeah, that's right. And I think sometimes we get so fixated by the screen that we're not even living in reality anymore.
Yeah.
Like, who knows this person is even real or not? Like you said, AI. And secondly, people use enhancements nowadays. Like when I'm doing my bodybuilding competition, and like we like to obviously like follow who we're sort of competing against, because we have workshops and we see these people, and then we're like, all right, I'll follow you. Sometimes I'll be looking at their updates and I'm like, you look like that 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
I haven't even got on my bottom 2 abs and you're shredded,
Yeah.
But then I see him on show day and I'm like,
So it's all like computer generated.
yeah, I'm like, well, you didn't look how you looked on Instagram. Everyone looks fantastic on social media, but the real deal, well, then that's the real deal.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for the youth in terms of not comparing themselves to what they see on social media?
Yeah, I think you need to find your own identity. Know who you are and think about, what that means to you as a person, and then like form that identity. And I think if you form your identity in something something like Christ, that's your identity. You're a Christian rather than a physical body, right? Identify yourself by your personality, by, your morals, your values, your personal attributes, rather than in a physical
But some people don't
sense.
have that. See, we're blessed to have Christ. We have the model, honestly.
Mm.
And the older I get, the more I realize I'm so lucky to literally have the best model ever, because I just look at him and what he did and I just follow that.
Yeah.
But to someone who doesn't have Christ, where do they get there?
No Christ.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the biggest blessing that you'll ever have.
Like they're looking for
Yeah.
external sources as their model. What do you say to them?
I don't know, look at your self-worth rather than, like what you feel you're worth, and try and see yourself in a very positive light and not a physical light. I don't know. It's really tricky. Like it's it's rough out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who do you look to for
Yeah.
support? And unfortunately, some people, trauma, their upbringing, they haven't really had the right people around them. And I do feel sorry for them,
Yeah. I think that's where you can, like, rather than thinking about the way you look, or it's more about the way you feel. I don't know. I think for me, fitness especially was, initially it started about the way how I looked, and that was very prominent. Like I want to look a certain way, and I don't want to put on weight. Like I'm getting older, it's harder to lose weight, and it became about the numbers on the scale. But I think only just recently in the last few years, I've realized I want to be strong. I don't want to necessarily be a certain body shape, but I just want to feel strong.
Both physically and mentally, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard sometimes because you fall back in that trap of, oh, I'm going to jump on the scales, and you see a number and you're like, oh, I don't like that number.
Yeah.
And you think, I don't want it to be all about a number, but sometimes it is naturally.
You got to be aware of like where you're sitting,
Absolutely, yeah. But then I've started sort of tracking it differently. So I do body scans to help figure out, well, have I gained muscle? Is that why I've put on weight, or have I, leaned out, or, So rather than looking at the number and just
being so hyper fixated.
And how I feel, like when I put on my jeans, do they still feel the same? Oh, they do. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what you said about where it's you started out as the physique was the goal, but then later on it cultivated something else. It was actually the mindset, or it was you had different sort of outcomes as to why you're doing it. Because I felt that in my bodybuilding comp, where I started off like not like, I want a great physique. I want to look good. I want to look like a statue, like a Greek god on stage, whatever.
Yeah.
But actually I realized that like that was just the cherry on top of the cake. But the cake itself was the mindset that I cultivated.
Yeah,
right. And when I
absolutely.
got to the end, I was like, sure, sweet. I look mad. I'm ripped. I've got
Yeah.
veins and abs, but it wasn't even about the physique anymore,
No.
which is funny because everyone thinks you're doing it for the physique
Yeah.
and you're getting judged on the physique,
Yeah.
I
I think the Christ has entrusted us with our bodies to look after them, like to steward them. So, yeah, I think if we think about fitness that way and that we've been gifted these bodies, we need to look after them, then everything else falls into place. And I think almost like the act of suffering or going through some sort of trial and knowing that you can do it really does like make you feel you want to keep going. And it's not about the way you look anymore. It's like, I want to achieve the next fitness goal. I want to run like a half marathon in this time, or, it's sort of, you have different views on fitness.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and it's right what you just said, where Christ says, your body is a temple. You should take care of your body, because sometimes, and I can only speak for our community, but sometimes we care about certain things and neglect other things. And it's like, no, we should be wise in taking care of all things, because all things work for the good, work for Christ. And we're made in his image, so we should protect that image.
Absolutely. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, married, and you got your first kid at what age?
So I was 26.
26,
when
okay.
I had Alyssa. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, she's 18, almost 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HSC,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you back at like mum mode, like how your mum was with you when you were doing your HSC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all at her beck and call. No,
Yeah.
just joking. she's a good girl.
No,
so
that's
we
pray
studies
for her
hard.
that she smashes her
you.
exams.
Thank you so much.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. So, but being a mum is another challenge.
Yeah. See, that's the
Yeah.
thing, because you run me through your schedule, because you've got quite a hectic schedule. What do you like? What time do you wake up? What do you do during the day? And then how do you end the day?
End the day. Okay. So I normally wake up around 4 a.m. Well, my alarm goes off at 4:10 on the dot.
Yeah.
I snooze a bit.
You just need the 10 minutes to
Just
hibernate.
I'm always running late to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I start, my class starts at 5:10. So I get my workout done, usually done by about 6:30, 7, just depending on what the program is. And then I head home, shower, quickly get the girls to school, and then start my work day. And I sometimes I'm out on the road, and sometimes I'm at home working from home.
Okay.
So get my work day done, do chores in between if I can, and then the girls come home. Evening starts, the evening shift, and then I'm usually in bed around 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah, but I have a confession.
Yeah.
So I love watching musalsals,
Yeah.
which is like Egyptian drama,
Yep.
TV, like Egyptian Netflix. Yeah, and I have to watch an episode before I sleep and eat ice cream.
And that's it. But you eat ice cream, but I mean, you're still in shape. So,
Well, the ice cream I eat, it's a protein ice cream.
oh, there you go. There's always a catch, guys.
It always is.
Yeah, that's good.
It's awesome. I have the Ninja?
Yeah.
I make ice cream.
Amazing.
Put a scoop of protein powder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my one vice. Yeah.
Is ice cream. Yeah.
Ice cream,
But in a
yeah.
healthy way. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do eat normal ice cream as well sometimes. Yeah.
Are you like hyper fixated on what you eat though? Like Monday to Sunday, are you always consistent, or do you have days where you're like, oh, I'm just going to indulge in a bit of cake today?
Yeah. I was like that, where I would indulge. Like usually I'd have, like at least chocolate once a day. And but I think since starting HYROX, and I've been on like a proper like training schedule, I'm trying to supplement, like do my nutrition properly.
And do you have a coach for that, or?
I sort of do my own thing. I kind of know what I'm doing. But I'm always looking things up and researching and tracking things. But I do have a coach at the gym who helps me with my training. And they do have a nutrition coach as well. If I need help, I always ask them.
For food and stuff.
For food, yeah.
Tell the viewers about HYROX, because I mean, even I'm in the fitness industry, and HYROX for me is a bit of a blur. I just feel like, it's stations and you just complete it in a certain time.
Yeah.
Just expand on what HYROX really is.
Yeah, it's the most awesome thing, by the way. It's really great. So basically, half of HYROX is running. So you have 8 1-kilometer runs, and in between each of those runs, you have a station. So you have ski, which is a kilometer of skiing, and then you do the sled push, and then you do a sled pull, and then you do burpees, or broad jump burpees, which are the bane of my existence. I hate them so much. And then you do a 1-kilometer row. You do 80 meters of lunges. You do farmer's carry, which is the 2 kettlebells. And then you end with wall balls. 100 wall balls. Yeah, and if you get them unbroken, you get this little like Red Bull badge, which is awesome. So, so basically you're constantly moving and running. So like, and you there's no chance to breathe. Yeah,
I mean, like after what is the burpees, the 4th station?
Yeah,
man, I'd be cooked after that.
Well, the burpees literally cooked me. I was gone by that stage. I remember just like bending over, trying to breathe. I could see stars. Yeah, and my gym, there's such a great gym. All my friends from the gyms came to support me, and some of my friends as well. And they're like, "Come on, Yos, you can do it." And I'm like, I just can't.
Like what goes through your head at that time?
Yeah, like I think the one thing went through my head is, please God help me. Yeah. Honestly, I prayed the whole time. Yeah. Psalm 121.
Amazing. How does it go?
Up my eyes to
I'm going to test you now. How does Psalm 121 start it?
I lift up my eyes to the hills from whence comes
my
help. My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth.
There you go.
I memorized that.
Yeah, we know our Psalms too as well. Just wanted to flex.
I even sent it to my doubles partner and I said, pray this psalm, please, before we start. Yeah. She's a lovely girl.
It's amazing that I love that you incorporate the Psalms in your training. And I think it's really helpful because a lot of people can't stand there for ages, but if you can incorporate it while you're doing something, I think God loves that. Yeah. I used to do that when I was getting ready for my comp in the morning. I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m. to do my cardio, and I would just recite the Psalms that I knew off by heart. And then each day I would learn a new Psalm. So I would say that. By the end of the prep,
You've learned Psalms.
I was like, I know the whole book of hours, I'm sweet. But it was beautiful. Why? Because it kept my mind off the training.
Yeah, it's good to couple these things.
That's right.
Couple your spirituality with your training.
Yeah.
It's actually something that the priest in our church advises to do.
Yeah.
Always tells couple your spirituality with your training, and that really helps to set the tone.
Yeah, that's right. And I love how the Psalms have this theme where, for example, because David, he didn't write all the Psalms, but he wrote the majority. He starts off with a cry for help. And it's always me at the start, oh, I can't be bothered. I don't want to do this. This is so tough. But then it naturally flows into, you know what? But I have confidence in God, and I trust in God, and God, I'm happy.
He's my deliverer.
Correct. He's my deliverer. What Psalm is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
We'll get back to that, guys. But no, it's the same thing where, maybe when you start off doing HYROX, your body's resistant to it. But then after, say, the 5th or the 6th station, you're in that mojo and you just keep going. And then you get to the end and it's like the pinnacle.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think after that, the burpees, I know mentally I'm strong and I tend to pick up a bit of pace there. So there's this app that tracks your finish time. And, I was telling my friends, just scream out my finish time so I know where I'm at. And I think no one said anything to me during the race because I think they were thinking, oh my God, her finish time is not what she expected. So they didn't say anything. Yeah. But towards the end, they're like, you've got this, you can do it. Just push. And so, I felt so much stronger towards the end of the race.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's funny it's amazing what your body can actually do.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think though? Because there's that certain level where people get and they're like, I can't do this anymore, and they give up.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just need to push through it,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But not everyone does that. Why do you think people don't do that?
I think because it hurts and you don't see a quick instant reward. So, and that sometimes can be very demotivating. Like you don't see like to basically to get where you need to get, you need to work this many hours a day for this many days a week, and then you got to factor in like all the rest of it. So your nutrition and your mental health and everything else. So I think once you feel that the joy that comes from training, that's when you're motivated to keep going. But just hang in there because it will come. I think that's my only piece of advice for people is that like you don't give up so easily, because you will feel better. Like, initially you feel a bit tired or, your muscles ache. Just push through that. Like I guarantee you'll feel so much better once you get to a certain level or certain stage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in this day and age, I feel like a lot of young people, not just young people, actually people in general, they rely too much on their feelings, and it's about how I feel in this current moment. And they don't realize that, actually sometimes you need to put your feelings on standby. While feelings are very important to acknowledge, put it on standby now because there's a greater good. You're working towards something greater than what you're feeling, because our feelings can deceive us, and the Bible says that too. Don't trust your feelings because you can deceive yourself. Trust in God. Okay. So was that something that you learned as a young person, or did you cultivate that as you grew older?
Yeah, I think through your experiences. Speaking of like, when I was 18, it's not the same. I didn't have the same mindset as when I have now. So I think just trusting God, like rely on Him, lean on Him, and He will carry you through it. It's I don't know. Say it again. Sorry, what was the question?
I was talking about feelings and not relying on your feelings, and why people are now always just relying on their feelings and not realizing they need to put it on standby for the greater good.
Yeah. I think just understanding that feelings come and go, right? But at the end of the day, if you push through them, then you'll end up coming on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll get that reward or that gratification. It's just not instant. And sometimes, like we said, feelings are fleeting. So you'll feel the pain for a little bit, or you'll feel that discomfort, but then it'll go, it'll pass. Yeah.
Are you feeling that now because we have a lot of instant gratification, like we've got like Uber Eats, we've got apps that make things easier for us? Are you starting to feel like you're falling into that, I just want to be comfortable now, I just want the most convenient option? Or do you realize that and say, no, I'm going against the grain? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't understand Uber Eats, to be honest.
Oh, really? Hey, I understand it very well. It just, my bank doesn't really understand it.
That's the problem.
Because I'm like, why am I paying $50 for a meal that I usually purchase for about 15?
Yeah. Look, I get it. It's convenient.
Yeah.
Like I remember during COVID, one of my girls wanted to get char time Uber Eats. And I looked, it was like $20 for a char time. I said, I can just go get that for you. It's not a big deal. Yeah. But we're constantly like instant gratification. We want it now. Like even back in the day, we did dial-up internet. So you had to wait for the internet to start. It just didn't come instantly.
Yeah. Or if someone was on the phone, then the internet would cut out.
Yeah, that's right. So like, we never had that growing up. So, but now the minute it doesn't come instantly. When you search something, you're like refresh. Like,
you're like a madman.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with one of my friends the other day, and I was like, oh, I'll be at work and like my computer would freeze, and I just start cursing at my computer, and then he said to me, he's like, maybe God's just trying to teach you a bit of patience because
Yeah.
you're not a patient person. And I'm like, no, but like I'm trying to work, I try to make excuses,
Yeah.
but it's true because maybe God puts these situations in our life to realize, hey, we're becoming really impatient.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I can say for myself, this is making me absolutely highly impatient and impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Is this good or is this bad? The phone.
Oh, it's good and bad. To be honest, it's good when you can use it in the right way, but it's bad when you don't use it in the right way. I think a lot of parents these days are delaying giving their kids phones for that reason.
Your daughters have phones? Or?
My older two do,
Yep.
so 18, 15. But my youngest is 12. She doesn't have a phone yet. And I think we've made the decision not to give her a phone at the age we gave our other daughters a phone. Because in hindsight, not that they abuse it, but every child is different. Every child has to be dealt with, like they all have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
right.
we just felt like it's not the right time to give it to her at the age we gave it to our other girls.
Yeah. And I think kids as well, they're like sponges. So a lot of parents will complain, oh, my kid's on the iPad or on the phone, but mate, they're looking at you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
How can you tell them not to be on the phone when you're, doom scrolling YouTube and
That's
Instagram?
true.
It's just,
Yeah.
two wrongs don't make a right,
No, I think it's important to lead by example, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're humans too, right?
That's right.
So
That's right.
parents have a tough gig, but every parent does their best. I really feel that every mum is out there like doing the best job they can. Like mums wear so many hats.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a living example. You're wearing so many hats, and it's incredible what you do. To be honest,
no, not really, but like every other mum is incredible. Like honestly, I was at church today with some mums, and like it's just inspiring to be around other mums who are going through this same thing as you. We learn off each other, we help each other. I think that's very important, that there's a community there where you get to like lean on each other. Yeah.
Yeah. How important is community for you? What does that sort of help you? Or what does it shape you as a person?
Yeah, the community is very important. For instance, our church community, I think it's shaped me greatly. I mean, I've been at church since I was born. I've been at the same church in Sydney since I was 3 years old.
Amazing.
So 40 years, it's been that long.
Well, we weren't going to talk about ages here.
Sorry.
But yeah, okay.
did
Now
again.
they really know how old you are.
Okay.
25.
25. I'm 25. Yeah.
Okay. My phone. You know what? Don't worry about my phone. We're talking about getting off the phone.
Getting off that, you don't need it.
That's it.
Yeah, so I think that has shaped me as a person. We went to Perth for 2 years for Simon's work, and I struggled without my church. I really did.
Because they only have like two churches
They have
over
two
there.
churches there. They're beautiful churches, but I had my second home. Church is my second home.
Yep.
So I felt I was really like a fish out of water. So when I came back from church, that first liturgy we attended, I burst into tears, and Simon said, "What's wrong? Like, you don't normally cry. What's happening?" I said, "I miss my church. I miss my priests. I miss the parish. I miss my friends. I miss everything. Obviously my family as well, because, I was away from family. And, it made me realize just how big of a blessing our community is."
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I remember, so growing up in the church, I had my friends, and we all sort of got married around the same time, had kids around the same time, and all our kids were friends. And so, some of my daughter's friends, I'm friends with their parents, since we were, 10 and whatever age it was.
You're like family.
We're family, yeah.
Yeah.
And it shaped who I was, it shaped my decisions, having faith as the foundation of like all our lives. We're on the same trajectory, and even my gym community, it's amazing, like how encouraging they are. And since I've joined this particular gym I'm at now, U Wellness in Concord, it's been an amazing journey. I found a lot of encouragement, a lot of positive talk, and a lot of growth.
Amazing.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Do you find that the gym and church have very big similarities or differences?
They're similar in a lot of ways in terms of the community, in terms of the way the community supports each other. But obviously, they're different as well. They're different environments. Yeah, you've got all walks of life that come into the gym. You know, I guess you got all walks of life that come into the church as well. But our church is mainly, you know, our culture, the Egyptian, you know, heritage. So I feel maybe just, you know, that we have more similar.
It's like identity.
attributes.
That's my
Yeah,
identity.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Is there something that the gym community does better than the church community?
oh,
Putting you on the
that's-
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe no judgment. Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, we're all human. We all have our own issues and we have all our own, you know, thoughts and intricacies. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Is that everyone comes for the same purpose?
Yeah.
And no one cares where your starting position is.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, we're all encouraging each other. You know, I can lift this much. You can too. Like try this weight. You know, pick it up. Just give it a shot. You know, just trying to better each other rather than, you know, be better than each other. We're trying to better each other as a group.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? I think what you said is quite true, because I think in terms of church community, sometimes we mix the culture with the identity, but
Yeah.
rather our identity is Christ. It's not our culture. Yes, we do have a culture, but we
Yeah.
shouldn't let that conflict our identity. Whereas I feel like at the gym, the identity is we're here for the same purpose. Whether
Yeah.
I'm really fit or whether I'm maybe not as fit as the next guy or the next lady, we're all here for the same purpose,
Yeah.
right? So the identity is the same.
Yeah.
I hope I'm
true.
making sense.
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. It makes sense.
So
I feel
I see
like
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel everyone at church as well is there for the same purpose. We're all traveling in the same road to the kingdom,
Correct.
right? We're all on that path. So, and we all encourage each other as well, spiritually, even physically as well. You know, we have challenges that we do together as a community. We had, you know, the Jacob's Ladder Challenge,
Yep.
the step challenge. Yeah. So I know he's
killing
amazing.
it. I heard he was doing like 40,000 steps a day.
He was.
And I'm like,
uh,
I don't believe that. And then I actually found out it's true.
It's true.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm never
He
going to
does,
judge
you know-
ever again. I'm never going to judge people ever
No,
again.
he does matanyas. So,
Yeah, he does, yeah.
the prostration. So
Yeah.
that counts for extra steps
Yeah,
apparently.
it does. But it's, you know what? Sometimes when you wiggle the watch a bit too much, it just adds on a bit of step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might
It's
be the
okay.
shortier raises.
Oh, sure, yeah. Absolutely incense.
Yeah, incense, you know,
Yeah.
moving around. Yeah, about 1,000 a year.
Yeah. No, I actually think he does. He
Yeah.
does. He's very, very fit.
One time,
Yeah.
actually, I was at the monastery and he was there, and we're sitting down, we're doing Bible study, and I just see this figure like in the bushes, and he's high up. I didn't know who it was at the time, and then I'm looking and I'm telling the father that's giving us the Bible study, I'm like, "Who's that?" Like, I thought I'm seeing a ghost, or I'm seeing a hermit or something.
Yeah.
He's like, "That." Oh, that's a Muni Aub. He's just walking around, you know. He's been walking around for hours like this. And I'm like, and you know, Muni Aub isn't young, you know. So
No.
it's actually amazing what he's doing for his age. And he advocates that actually a lot at the
Yeah.
gym.
He's
Yeah,
very
at the church,
encouraging.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah. He actually encouraged me to start to do my certificate 3 in fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was chatting to him about it. He goes, "You should do it." I said, "Okay."
And you did it?
I did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so pharmacist, certificate 3, HYROX athlete, mom. Let's keep it just keeps going, eh? That's very good.
So I still yet to do my certificate 4, but hopefully
Yeah.
that'll come. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. You know, it's good to broaden yourself. And we were chatting a bit offline earlier how you've always got to be a student in the game.
Yeah.
The more we learn and the more we want to continue learning, we're only going to get better. But the minute you
Absolutely.
think you know it all, and I'm sure you know that, you just fail.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
I felt that actually when I competed. I've competed a couple of times now,
Yeah. Tell me.
and I remember after my first comp, I was like, "That's it, me competitor. I've done it already one time. I know everything about training."
Yeah.
Within 2 months, I actually derailed way worse than when I first started my competition.
Wow.
Why? Because I thought I knew it all, and so I think it was God's way of humbling me and teaching me,
Yeah.
"Hey, mate, like settle down. You don't know it all." And actually, even now I've done 4 comps. I'm still like, I don't know anything. Like there's always new ways.
I'm sure you know a lot, but yeah, I
No,
know what you mean,
genuinely,
but
like,
yeah.
okay, I know some things, but it's like I don't know it all. There's
Yeah.
so much more to it,
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I do this. I feel the same with HYROX
Hmm.
as well. I'm still like, I think the day before HYROX, I was thinking my skiing technique isn't 100%. I need to better it. And even on the day, I didn't perform as well as I would have liked on the ski.
Mhm.
And then it wasn't until afterwards I went, no, I need to really work on this. And you put your mind to it and you just go, okay, I can eventually get this. I know I will finally get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you feel like though, like I feel like gym and even the spiritual life, they're actually simple things. They are quite deep and they can be quite complex, but if we simplify it, we get the most benefit out of them. Do you feel like because sometimes you know a bit too much now in terms of training, you sort of hyper fixate on your weaknesses and it becomes sort of that derailing factor in your life
Yeah.
when you're training? Do you feel that way? Or
Yeah, because you can
Yeah.
overcompensate sometimes.
Like you were saying about your skiing
Yeah.
technique, right?
So I learned recently that the skiing technique, you're meant to not grip the handles too hard. You're meant to just like gently grip it. And I just went, but I'm hanging on for dear life. Like I need to grip it hard so I can pull it. I thought I'd try that technique. It actually works. It's you use less energy doing it that way. But yeah, but you constantly think, am I overthinking it? Am I thinking about where my arms are, where my legs are? Am I hinging at the hips? Am I doing the right movement? And there's so many moving parts that you think, oh, I just ski.
Yeah.
just go for it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you do that naturally, you tend to then find a rhythm and get into it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do have to simplify things. I feel more natural and more better when I'm taking a simple approach.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I first went into the gym, I wasn't thinking about time under tension and tempo and how do I have to like engage this. I was just simply going for the love of the gym. And, you know, someone said
Just
bench
working
press.
out.
Exactly. Just work hard, bench press. And then that was it. Then I started hyperfixating because now I started knowing a bit too much.
Yeah.
And I found myself like, well, I'm not actually gaining anything. Like I'm like, oh, I'm a bit tired today. Oh, it's not optimal for training. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I went back and I said, no, like, let me just be simple. Let me just go hard at the gym. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to train hard. And I'm going to eat right. And that's it. And I started seeing results.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. They say the most monotonous, boring workouts are the ones that you should just do over and over again. And, you know, that's what makes a difference.
Correct.
Yeah.
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 And the simple things always
Yeah.
work. I mean, how many times have you competed in HYROX?
So I've done 3 races.
Yep.
3 races all up. Yeah. So I started in December last year.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you've done 3 ever since
yeah.
in such a short span of time?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. My next one's in Melbourne in December. Yeah. So I'm really excited about
We
that.
might come to Melbourne and cheer you on.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, why not?
It'll be
I might even just
awesome.
go do it. You know, let me just try
Do you know
HYROX.
what? Why not?
Should I?
You should, honestly.
Oh, this is
do you
my
know
problem. I promise everyone everything and I do nothing.
You're running a half marathon. You're doing HYROX.
Yeah, I had
you're
Mino
doing
on here. He's like, yeah, come on, we're going to do a full Ironman. I'm like,
Ironman.
yeah.
I know. You should do an Ironman. Why not?
Why not? You know, why not? Nah,
Do you know
that's-
what? Just
yeah.
put yourself out there.
Should I just do it?
Yeah, I think you should.
All right.
But, you know, you do cardio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got that level, the baseline level of cardio fitness, you know, working on your running and just go in and have fun. And I think that was my attitude with my first race. I was nervous, obviously, but I didn't know what to expect. So I just went in and I just do what I can. Yeah. But I guess the challenge is not to get too hyper fixated on a number.
Yep.
But then you obviously want to improve. So, yeah.
Why HYROX and not something like bodybuilding? Like, did the gym, the traditional gym environment, did that not adhere to you? Why did you choose sort of that HYROX training? Or they call it calisthenics, right? Is it calisthenics? No, it's not calisthenics.
Calisthenics is a little
It's
bit
like
different.
CrossFit.
A CrossFit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's similar to CrossFit.
Yeah.
Just a bit more cardio based.
Mm-hmm.
I think because I was at the time I was doing F45 and someone said, "Oh, you should do HYROX," and I was like, "What is that?" So I think it was presented to me, and naturally I'm a cardio person. Like I enjoy cardio more than weightlifting. But I'm trying to reverse that at the moment. I'm trying to, do some more weights rather than doing cardio.
Yep.
But I'd still do both. But
yeah,
I never used to like do any weight training whatsoever. Just do cardio. But I found that you don't have to go all out with cardio to maintain your physique or your level of fitness. So I really enjoyed the HYROX because it's a hybrid thing. You need to be strong, but you also need to be fast.
That's right. And fit. Yeah.
And fit. Yeah.
And I think I like something maybe when I was younger, I didn't realize this, but as I grew older, I like the idea of CrossFit in the sense where you're strong, you're athletic, you're mobile.
Yes.
I feel like when you do a lot of the traditional training, like in the gym, the weightlifting stuff, your mobility is like not that great.
Yeah.
Your injuries are not, you're like, even as well, you're running, you're very rigid.
Yeah.
And I like that when I'm getting older, I want to be more mobile because I'm sure that helps you with a lot of other things in your life now.
Yeah. Mobility is so important when it comes to training, especially for HYROX. My coach is always harping on about that.
Yeah.
And I need to do more mobility, to be honest. But I find that flexibility is so important, especially as you age. I work with the elderly. So I find the ones we always talk about their balance and risk of falls. If they have a fall, there's something like a 50% mortality following a fall in an elderly person. So like you've got a 50% chance of dying after a fall. So they're all about balance, watching their step, where they're going. And so that's so important. And if you don't start doing that earlier on, then it's very hard to catch on later. There's a lot of awareness amongst the elderly now and balance training and mobility. So I think that's, very important to start young. Yeah.
Do you feel like your training takes away from your personal life? Like now that obviously, because we spoke before that you're wearing so many hats, you're a mom, you're running, businesses, you obviously got to spend quality time with your husband, then you've got training. Your social life though, obviously you had such responsibility at such a young age. Do you feel like now with the training and all of that, it's just affected your social life pretty bad?
I don't think so, to be honest. I wasn't like I'm sociable, yes, but I don't I like to be home. I like to chill at home with the family. I love seeing friends as well. But I feel it's my me time. So, and I do it outside of, no one's awake at 4 a.m. to talk to me or to need me at that time. So I find that I'm not being as selfish as I think I would be if I had to train during the day or a time that it was inconvenient. I have other responsibilities. I have to work. I have, help. I have to be there for the girls and for Simon. So, I don't feel like it's taking away in that respect.
Yep.
But yeah, I like closer to HYROX competitions, I find that I am training more. So there are some evening training sessions that I wouldn't normally do that I do. I think the girls got to be over it towards the end. They're like, oh, we have mum back. But it was just the last few weeks and they understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those seasons required you to be a little bit more, you've got to sacrifice some things for something,
You do.
as long as that's not your whole entire life, because then that's pretty selfish if you're not spending quality time with your family and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's really maybe like it hasn't taken away from anything, I don't find. And it makes me a happier person to be able to then be a better mum, a better wife.
Yep.
And I think when you couple it with spirituality and God, it can really kind of catapult into something really great.
Yep.
So yeah, I often find myself waking up every morning and thanking God that I'm awake, that I lived to see another day.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always pray about, like, please God, give me peace, give my family peace, give my, everyone around me peace. And then I always pray, please don't injure me. Don't want to be injured because I don't want the thing I love to be taken away from me. I guess it might be selfish in some respects, but I guess if it was taken away from me, my identity is still in Christ, and I would move on. It would be okay. It'd be very hard.
Yeah, it would be.
But it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
So like if HYROX, if training, God forbid, but if that was taken away from you, do you reckon you'd be upset with God?
I think initially I would be. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Why'd you take something that I love so much?
I'm not doing anything bad. I'm trying to actually better myself.
Yeah. But I guess sometimes, God has a reason for everything. And sometimes he does things in a certain way. And in hindsight, you think, I understand now, God, why that happened. But at the time, you think, why?
Yeah.
I think initially I'd be devastated, to be honest. And then I would reframe things, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't realize that in the storm. Only in hindsight we realize we needed it. I was speaking as well to another mate the other day about trials and tribulations. And he asked me this question. He said, "Oh, but what if the trial or the tribulation that I'm in, it's too much for me to handle, and I don't know how to get out of it." And then we were just having this chat, and I said to him, well, maybe that's God giving you an opportunity to rely on him rather than on yourself. Because there's a story about St. Anthony, the monk, where he had an intense spiritual battle and the devils were fighting him nonstop. And after the whole ordeal, he looked up to heaven and he said, God, like, where were you? Like, I was struggling so bad. And God replied to him and said, well, you didn't call for me. You were trying to figure it out by yourself. Yeah. And I think that trials and these tribulations, and especially when things are taken away from you, it's actually our opportunity to talk to God, because God's like, well, now you're going to rely on yourself since I took this away from you. Are you going to try and figure it all out by yourself, or are you going to come to me? And do you feel like now that, you've been through this, and if it was to be taken away, do you feel like you would just fully submit to God and rely on him? Or do you feel like, no, I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to be upset for a while later, maybe, but I still, what do you think?
I think in life, God throws things at you for a reason. It's never just haphazard. It's always intentional for whatever his purpose is, right? But I think he does it in a way to draw us closer to him. So I think when you have that in the back of your mind, you then submit to his will. You go, okay, if this is what you want for me, let it be. Who am I? You are God. You know me inside out. You know me better than I know myself. And as humans, we're going to, it's like when you take something away from a kid that they love, like a toy. They obviously get upset, they cry, they tantrum, but they eventually calm down. And then when they can actually logically reason why it was taken away, they understand. Yeah. I think the same is like that with God.
Yeah.
We just have to trust him, understand that he's got our backs. He knows what's best for us. Even though we think we know what's best for us, but he does ultimately know much more.
Do you feel, now that you're a mum, do you feel your relationship with God, do you feel that, or do you see same similarities in your relationship with your girls? Like how God treats you is the same way as maybe how you treat your girls? Like you see God in that process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything that stands out to you in that sense that maybe you didn't realize when you were single, but now that you're married and you've got kids, you see the similarities of your relationship with God in your family?
Yeah, sometimes you do things, or you you set certain rules or boundaries for your children because you love them. You're not trying to make life difficult for them. You you've been there in that position. You understand what's going on, and you just want to make them better people.
Mm-hmm.
So you set boundaries or rules, and you enforce them, and they don't like it, obviously. So, and they're like, but why? Why did you set this rule? Why do I have to do this? You know, we have a rule at home where they're not allowed to have sleepovers. It's just a rule. I mean, it's constantly being challenged, and they accept it and they're okay. But at the same time, they're like, but why? Why? And so,
Okay, but why? You know, if they're listening to this, why?
are
Give them
you
an
my
answer.
child, Anthony? I don't know why. It's just I like the girls to be home.
Fair enough. That's a good enough answer. You're the
yeah.
boss of your house, so you know you make
I
the
know.
rules.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's just like also something my parents grew up with, and that I grew up with in my household, and I see the benefits of it. Or sorry, yeah, so they always question me as to why that is the case, and so I tell them you understand when you get older.
Yeah.
So so basically I think God does the same thing with us. You know, like you'll understand one day why I did this, why I took this away, or why I gave you this trial or tribulation. And I don't think God gives you, I know it's a cliche thing to say, but God really doesn't give you anything you can't handle. Like he'll give you a trial, but he'll always support you through it.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
always carrying you.
And there's always a blessing after the trial.
Yeah.
You know, because knowing that you're in the trial, it sucks and it really hurts. But knowing that after, when you get out of the storm and you can see the sunshine and the rainbow,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm actually quite glad I went through that trial.
Yeah, absolutely.
For this next segment, I do need my phone, so I'm going to go grab my phone now.
Go for it.
Because there's some questions.
Yes.
Because I've started to introduce a rapid fire segment, and
Okay.
I'd like to keep this to one sentence answers.
Sure. Yeah.
I know I blab a lot, so I might expand on it, but let's try and keep it, all right?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You either say the word or just say a short sentence. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I'm ready. Yep.
100%?
Hit me with it.
Let's go. Morning or night training?
Morning.
Coffee or pre-workout before training?
Pre-workout.
What flavor?
Kiwi strawberry.
Cool. Most overrated fitness trend?
Oh, that's a good one. Have you heard of the Norwegian 4x4?
No, I haven't.
It's so overrated.
Yeah, it must be, because I haven't heard about it.
It's actually really good. It improves your running time, so it reduces it makes you faster, but it's a pain in the neck. It's so hard. So basically 4 minutes at a pace of 4-minute intervals as fast as you can go. So 95% VMAX. Yeah. 4 times.
That
so
must
4x4.
suck. But it must make you very fit.
Yeah, it definitely increases your fitness.
So is it really overrated, or you just don't want to do it?
I just don't want to do it. That's why I think it's overrated.
So we're going with that answer?
Yeah, Norwegian
Okay,
4x4.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Least favorite exercise, and you can't say Norwegian 4x4.
Definitely the broad burpee jumps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything burpee is quite intense.
I don't mind normal burpees, but just those burpees. Yeah.
So for the viewers, what's a broad burpee jump?
So you jump and then you go into a burpee.
You jump from one position to another.
Yeah. So you got to jump. You got to launch yourself, catapult yourself forward.
Yep.
And then straight into a burpee. And there's all these rules, like your chest has to hit the floor. You can't bring your feet within 5 centimeters of your hand. It has to be within 5 centimeters of your hand. There's just a certain technique, and the HYROX judges are very strict on it. So, and if you don't do it properly, they'll no rep you. So you got it. Yeah.
Well, now as well with modern technology, they're going to be even more suspicious on, is his hand next to her, or is her hand next to her body?
And they watch you. They really do. Yeah.
Yeah, they got laser eyes.
Sorry, that was too long.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I told you I expand on it myself. Favorite HYROX station?
Ooh, the wall balls. Yeah, because it's the end.
The end, yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. What's harder, being a mum or competing in HYROX?
Oh, definitely being a mum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the mums. You don't need to be
Honestly.
competitors. You're a full-time competitor at home.
24/7. Honestly, like HYROX, it's a short-lived process.
Yeah.
Motherhood lasts forever. You
Yeah.
know, you never stop being a mum.
That's right.
Even when your own children get married and have their own families, you still worry about them. I'm sure. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool. I wouldn't know. I don't think I'll ever be a mum. But fair enough.
I hope not.
Okay, biggest lesson motherhood has taught you.
I'd say prayer is the answer to everything. Like, you know, there's so many things out of your control. So when in doubt, pray.
Pray.
Yeah. Actually, pray in any circumstances,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
That's right. Pray unceasingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who says that?
A mother. Oh.
We need to spend a bit more time at church and not in training.
No, in the
Just
gym.
saying.
Tell me who says it.
St. Paul.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know my Bible.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's not humble at all. Anyway, what's one thing people assume about you that's completely wrong?
That I don't struggle with, you know, like maybe my body or my image. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
think you're naturally like
yeah.
this.
Yeah. No, I do struggle with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always looking at myself and going, oh, you know, this could change, this could improve. But like I said, I'm trying to work on that aspect and just, you know, realize that my body's capable. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God has given it to me as a blessing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A follow-up question is not part of the questions, but
Yes.
do you feel like people judge you because they think maybe you take a bit too much care about your physique and maybe they're a bit envious of you? Do you ever feel that way?
That's a good question. Never thought of it, to be honest. But I don't think maybe people might be envious, but I think in a way where they maybe want to do something, like do the same thing, you know, like for instance, at the gym, if someone can run faster than me, I'm like, oh, they're running faster than me. I need to keep up with them because I need to get better for myself, not because I need to be better than them. I want to run fast too, you know. Maybe that's how people view it. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, it's just perspective at the end of the day. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is a narrative that's in my head that people are envious about
Yeah.
me, and maybe that's just my pride. So
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
I think for me, I want to advocate health. Like I want people to enjoy it as much as I do. I would really love for everyone to be fit and healthy.
Yeah.
I feel that like that's the message I'm trying to give. I guess maybe that's why I decided to do my certificate in fitness so that I can help other people achieve their goals in fitness. And I think it really helps all aspects of life, not just their bodies.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you don't just
Their
have to be a
minds,
doctor
yeah.
to help people. You know, you can do in many different ways. So
Absolutely.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's got me thinking now. What's one lesson God has taught you recently?
Not to worry, I think. Yeah. I used to be like very worried about everything. Anything that changes, anything that comes my way, how am I going to deal with it? What's going to happen? You know, with my girls as well, you know, I think God taught me in my last pregnancy that some things are completely out of my control. I had a very difficult pregnancy with my last one. And the doctors told me, we don't know what's wrong, but your baby's not growing, right? So, oh, that's strange. I've had 2 very normal pregnancies prior, so why? There could be something wrong with the baby. We don't know. So they monitored me, and it got to a point where I was told to bed rest and to eat, right? And you think of it, oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Like I get to sit and eat all day long. But it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, because you're worried about your baby, what's going on, you know, and you read online all these horrible things, and you think, oh, like please God, no, and
it actually affects your whole entire life and your family life as well.
Absolutely,
you know?
Yeah,
it's really hard, you know.
And at the time we're in Perth, so we had no family around.
Exactly,
yeah, and Simon was doing his PhD, and so he's like, oh, what do we do? Like, do I stop my PhD to be there for the family, or do I, you know, like maybe my mum can come help? And she was a godsend, honestly, like an angel.
God bless.
Came and helped in that last trimester when I was literally in bed. But I think God taught me a really big lesson. So it was completely out of my control. And he's like, listen, I've got you. Everything's going to be okay. At the time, I didn't see that. And it was like week by week, I got weekly scans. And then it was a point in time where they're like, okay, it's safe for baby to come out now and we can deliver you. So, but it was like a constant, every week it was like touch and go. Yeah. And thank God she's healthy. Like she thrived once she was out, you know. But I think God was quietly telling me, don't stress. Yeah. It's okay.
And rely on me. Like I've got it under control. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big lesson. And, you know, we are human and we still stress and we still, you know, like fall back into old habits sometimes.
Yep.
But I think, just having the three girls and you know, knowing sometimes things are out of our control, and to rely on Him solely and pray. Yeah.
Amazing. No, that's beautiful. One habit everyone should start tomorrow.
Exercise.
I agree. That's a great habit.
Yeah, and pray.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I don't think you should start it tomorrow. You should start it right now. Yeah.
Let's
As
go.
soon as we finish the podcast, we're going for a. There's a.
Well, the Bay Run is
the Bay Run's there. I was going to say, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's honestly such a good run if you want to do it. Yeah, you could do 3 laps and it's a 21K.
There you go. There's a hack, and you don't even need an Apple Watch for it.
No,
just say.
But if you want to track your stats, then you do need a watch.
Yeah, it's all right. God can track it for me.
Exactly.
So look, Golgotha. The reason why we started this podcast is we built this podcast around this verse from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 22 to 24, and I'll read it out, and this will be our final question. So it says that you put off concerning your former conduct, the old man which grows corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man which was created according to God in true righteousness and holiness. So Yos, my question to you, my final question is, what does shedding the old person and putting the new one mean to you personally?
I think getting rid of your old habits means leaving behind the old Yos, for instance, like the Yos that didn't like rely on God, or the Yos that thought she could do better, or she could, you know, I don't know. So just like getting rid of that, and then putting on the new person is fully relying on God. Like, you know, He maybe wasn't the center of my life, and now He is, you know, putting off the old person and the old thoughts and the old habits. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
Do you feel like in your walk with God, that's the cornerstone to every success in your life?
Absolutely,
You feel that way?
Yeah. Like He's the reason for every success I ever had in my life. And I'm blessed in so many ways, like truly. You know, like I can't can't tell you how many blessings have come, honestly, in the last, whatever, you know, 44 years. Yeah.
25.
25, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really blessed. So I can't thank him enough.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, Yos, it's been a very, very big pleasure of mine to have you on the
No, it's
Golgotha
my pleasure
podcast.
to be here. Thank you.
Melbourne, HYROX.
Yep.
Look, we'll talk a little bit more. And if I'm fit and ready, I'll definitely come and join you guys in
Yeah,
Melbourne.
tickets are already sold out, by the way.
Yep.
But they always release some extra ones. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I'll let
look,
you know.
if you buy me a ticket, maybe I'm more inclined to
No
go.
problems.
That's it.
Easy.
December. What's the date? December.
The 9th to the 13th, I believe. Yeah.
Which day are you competing?
So I'm competing on the 10th.
Yep.
And the 13th, actually.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you going to spend the whole weekend in Melbourne?
Yes, I'm doing a solo race and I'm doing a double as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk a bit
Yeah.
offline and we'll tee it up.
Sounds good.
Amazing.
Thank
Thanks
you
for coming
so
on.
much. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
God bless. Thank you.
God.